Hello everybody, welcome back. We are doing another coding session and I'm not sure what I'm doing today. I think I'm probably going to start by opening my VS Code and um, yeah, I think last time we created a list and we started getting icons, which is super exciting. Um, we ran into some interesting problems. So if you didn't see that video, then check it out just to get the context of where exactly we are. But I want to finish mapping out this list. And then I believe that today I'm going to spend some time to clean up all the code that we've been working on because there's just a lot of this. There's a lot of comments that just shouldn't belong. Clean up the code, make sure that our code base is clean and healthy. That way, if anyone sees it, then they don't throw up. um, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. My name is Joemer, and I'm a Google software engineer. And this is pretty much my video vlog coding journey of what I do, what I code after my 9 to 5. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Welcome to the channel, and we're just gonna get started. Obviously by deleting this line and deleting this line too. There's also a bunch of stuff that we have to clean up. Like for example, we have a variable here that is not explanatory at all. So let's see. Do we even want a variable? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think we want a variable. We just want to pull in the app list and use its properties. So this pulls in the app list. Oh, that's what I want to do. Actually, to do this, let's actually make a helper method. So after we get the app list, what we want to do is we want to say int a list, maybe. Actually, what does this return? This returns an image. Let's create a helper method that creates an image, and we can call it get app image. Something really cool here. And we can do int index. Is index an okay variable name? Yeah, index is fine. And we'll add a comment that gets the, oh, I didn't even write app image, or get app icon. Yeah. Get app icon. Let's say get app icon at index. Does that work? Yes, that works. I'm just making sure that the name makes sense. Yeah, because then it'll say get app icon at index, and then we input the index. So we'll say gets the app icon at I mean, it's pretty explanatory, so I guess I'll just say this at a specific index from a variable app list. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. I mean, that's pretty simple. It's probably just yelling at us because we don't have an image. And the thing that we'll do here is we'll just take this, we'll copy and paste it into here. It's obviously gonna yell at us even more. It wants us to import the base64 import header. Honestly, I feel like import type data. Oh, that's not it. Whoops, that's not it. I wonder what the package is. Is it this? Was that it? Oh, I lost it. Oh, it is, it is. So import Dart convert. I feel like half of these, like I wish that I could just like include this in the main shelf. Export Dart convert. Oh, it does work. Okay, cool. So let's do this. You'll probably remove this as well. This is not going to yell at us anymore because now we imported through the shelf, but we're going to get rid of that very soon. And the reason why I wanted to import that header is because I'm not really sure how many times I'm going to convert things into base64, but in the future, if I ever do that, or if I'm encoding or decoding, I just don't want to deal with importing trivial Dart headers. And I think that Dart does a pretty good job. Like, feel free to correct me, but I'm pretty sure that Dart does a good job of importing headers when they're needed. Even if we import all the libraries, it'll link to the headers that are needed. But yeah, feel free to tell me if that's wrong. And if it is, then this practice is super bad to just import everything in the main, like in a main shelf file. And what shelf files are just files that export a bunch of packages that you think you're going to use all the time. So if I'm doing this for all my files, maybe this isn't healthy, but something tells me that the way that the linker is linking all of the headers, this should be okay. And if there's bad performance, I'll notice it when I try it on the device. So let's see what we have to do here. Luckily, we have appless. That looks pretty normal. Like the variable name is proper, and it's arguing that this string can't be decoded. What exactly did I do here? What did I do here? And more, oh, I see. I think I don't understand why this is allowed here. This is the problem that we had last time. I'm pretty sure that we could just do this and it'll fix it, but kind of unsure why it does that. Is there a way to fix it? Oh, right. It's because here we made list dynamic. Right. And in the last video, we talked about how like creating list dynamic automatically casts the appless properly into a string here. And we weren't sure why that happens, but this is incorrect and we should make it explicit anyway. And if we don't want to make it explicit, then we have to state so. But I think that this is all making sense so far. We're just going to continue making this method. So let's see. After this, we just want to take that one line that we already wrote and return that. Cool. And then that way, we don't even need all of this. We could just say get icon index, and it would, do we take appless? No, it's just focus page model. We take the model, we get the app icon. That looks pretty good. And the code looks a little bit cleaner. And we're digging directly into the appless, which I think is okay. We can remove these logs that we no longer need. And where exactly do we use appless? We use it for the length, and we use it for the package name. Should I do the same thing for the package name? I should do the same thing for the package name, right? Because it seems a little bit redundant to always go into the index and say the package name. So I guess we'll do that too. I wonder if there's an easier way to do this. I don't think there's an easier way to do this. Yeah, there's no easier way to do this. This is we just have to create a bunch of helper methods. So get app or get, should we say app package name or app name? Let's just say app name. App name should be okay, right? No, we should say package name because that's what that's the string that we use to save it in. So in order to do that, we should just take this, and this will be a one-liner. This will be return appless index package name. And I'm unsure why it keeps doing this, but that's okay. Oh, and we have to change this into a string here. Let's see if this is okay. No, it still complains. Yeah, it's unsure if it's a string, which I'm very confused about, like why it does that. Because we create a list with the map into a string, and I don't know why it's like that. I feel like it might be a bug, but this is safer anyway. And we'll say, we'll change this to be package name, and we can use that as well here. So focus page. I think this makes more sense, and we don't need the braces anymore. Does, oh wait, it says I don't need the braces, but then with the variable name, that's what I did, but it was complaining. Maybe I should let me look it up. I don't know why it's doing that. Like normally, so when you get an unnecessary use of string interpolation, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to remove the braces, and you can just use the $sign, and it usually does this if whatever is in here is not complex enough to belong in braces. But for some reason it's telling me that, but then it won't read it. Oh, silly me. Because we're not including anything else, we don't need it to be a string. We can just print it. We can just print the variable, which is a string, instead of trying to create a string within a plain string. We'll leave the print statement on tapping because we're not done with that yet. And this looks pretty good. And we don't need to do this anymore. Okay, apparently we do. I don't think we should though. We should honestly just reach into the focus model at this point. And I think that I want to do something like this just to make sure that we're not openly creating another copy of the list. I definitely don't replicate this pattern throughout my entire code base, and maybe I should, but I think that every model or every class structure is different. Like this specific class works really well with reaching into the model, but in other classes, I've had issues where that's not necessarily the best thing to do. So I think it's a case-by-case basis. And yeah, this is looking pretty good. The next thing, okay, we still have some more comments here that we want to clean up. Also, fun fact, on VS Code, if you're coding and you have mostly the default settings, there's a problems tab in your like bottom output section. And you can go into each one and you can clean it up. You can clean up anything that you feel like you don't need, or it'll mark things that are unused. So that one, I don't need that anymore. And yeah, so this is a pretty good way to find all your problems. Super helpful. But I think these are ones that I probably just left that are kind of, around. We can clean this up a little bit. I don't understand why this is here. Okay, this is blue just because it's a to-do. Sure. We don't need that. All right. I feel like I'm cleaning up things that I didn't necessarily plan to clean up, and which is okay, but I want to focus on some other things. So, for example, okay, not the Gradle file. Yeah, let's not work on Gradle. We'll work on the manifest here. So the manifest, currently I don't know what's happening in the manifest file. So I think I'll just leave this for now. And the thing that I want to change is the Kotlin library. What is this? Do you want to install the recommended Gradle for Java extension from Microsoft? I kind of don't. Should I install this? Like, why does it let's see, provides a visual. You can use this interface for project dependencies. This extension also offers better Gradle file authoring experience. I don't think I really want this. I don't really care about it. Okay, it seems like this is just all very messy and the Kotlin library isn't properly compiling. And I don't want to really figure that out. So I'm going to open up Android Studios and we can try cleaning it up there, just so that we get the syntax for the Kotlin file. And while that's working, we can go ahead and also boot up our emulator so that when we're ready to continue working after cleaning some things up in this Android folder, we can just get back to work. Also, I don't know if I want to do any unit tests just yet, because I feel like the UI isn't necessarily done yet and it's going to be changing a lot. So I don't want to create tests, but the problem is that I have a bunch of changes that I want to upload. Like at this point, I think I probably modified 500 lines and I didn't push it. Usually common practice when you're working on anything with a repo, usually in GitHub, you want to not upload as much as you want, but you definitely want to upload at a good frequency just so you have incremental commits. And I am neither committing to my GitHub repo in a proper frequency, and I am neither committing on my local branch at a normal interval. So very bad habits. But at the same time, like I think I just care about like building it out and not really caring about what exactly I need to do. Yeah, exactly like what I need to do in order for it to be a proper practice, I kind of just care that it works. So let's see here. We have if stats is null. I don't think I care about this comment. Is this a problem? Like we can get an empty stat list if we haven't used any app at all. what are the chances that we haven't used any? No, this is incorrect, because even if somebody had a completely new phone and they didn't use any app and there was no usage of any stats whatsoever for all the apps installed, that would just be wrong, because in order to get this app, they need to download, and they need to download it at their app store. And so this statement really isn't needed. This one, I wanted to make sure that the clock was proper, so completely useful comment. This is, okay, this is comments of me just kind of messing around with getting the app list. We don't really need this anymore because we get all of our information from the usage stats and the package stats here. But this might still just be useful to carry around, just so we have a mini version. So we'll say this app, oh god, my IDE is lagging. Android Studios is not like my computer. This method is deprecated, but still remains for reference. Let's just say that. And if it's deprecated, shouldn't we fully comment it out? Yeah, we should probably fully comment it out. Okay, cool. And it makes the comment for us, which is kind of nice. We'll do something like this. Also, let's move this to the bottom so that we don't have to stare at it all the time. Just leave this down here. And also indexing seems to be a little broken here. That is not it. Control Z, tab. Yeah, let's tab one. Actually, tab like this. And one tab like that. All right, cool. So I think that's good. Let's see if anything else needs to be cleaned up. We want our variables to, or our instantiation of variables to be lined up with each other, and we want logic to be paired with each other properly. Here's another instantiation. This is load application labels for each. Well, if we're going to have a comment, then period at the end and capitalize. Make sure that our comments look really clean. And I think that looks pretty good. Used to bring user to usage access page. Okay. This we generally have to clean up. I don't really understand what's happening here, but I know that it's checking to see if we have the usage stats policy. So we should change this to is usage stats policy is usage stats policy granted? We should say is usage stats access granted. And I guess it went great because we don't use it, so we're gonna fix that. And this is the overlay message, which we're going to need. So honestly, I'm just gonna start coding this now. So this should be like this, and action manage usage settings. Okay, we need to find all the other keywords that are like this. Apps ops manager is probably the key here. Let's see if we could find it. All right, let's jump to, I think my computer just blew up. Did I get it? Okay, usage stats, and we want to find we want to find something similar to, what was it? Manage overlay. So it would be an M. Overlay settings. Shoot. I don't know what this falls under. Okay, settings. Settings. I don't know what this falls under. I'm still kind of wary about how like intents work, but Android get usage stats. Get system service. So it is the app ops manager. But which one is used for overlays? Maybe we could search overlay. Overlay isn't here. All right, let's say how to check if overlay permission is enabled. Android. So check draw overlay permission. Settings can draw overlay. There is no explanation whatsoever. I guess it's just settings.can draw overlays. Yeah, it's just settings can draw overlays. That's weird that it's its own thing, but let's see if that works. If okay. I should read into this. Oh, I could just hover over it. Check if the specified context can draw on top of other apps. An app cannot draw on top unless it is declared in system alert windows and the user specifically grants the capability. Okay, so we need a manifest as well. Okay, so system alert windows needs to also be in our Android XML file. Would it be here? This one? It doesn't necessarily show us like, okay, that's the debug file. Oh, I see. I just need to double click. So what do we have here? Oh, we do have uses permission system alert window. Cool. So what else do we need? We also need the action manage. Okay, so uses permissions, Android permission, cool, cool, cool. And we check if it overlays. And if that is the case, we do, we ask it to open the overlay permission. Yes. And we have to fix this. So we have to say for these two if blocks, change logic to only trigger when it's appropriate to send the user to the settings settings app to enable certain permissions. Cool. So right now, the way that this is coded is if we don't have certain permissions or policies or access for usage stats or the ability to overlay over other apps, it'll just automatically fire and open the settings page, which is currently incorrect. I think for now as well, we'll probably just say and false so that this doesn't fire, and we can care about that later. So turn those off, or better yet, let's do this. Bool enable permission, enable setting, or enable navigation to. I think it's okay to say nav as well, and this is probably boolean instead of bool, right? Okay, cool. And we can do this. Unresolved bool. Is that good? Oh, I'm probably not casting correctly. Val. I kind of want to cast it though, because I want to practice casting. How do I do this? So it's val calendar or val, and then you cast it like this. Why am I not doing right? Boolean Kotlin. Oh, it's a capital B. Let's try. That's silly. All right, let's try. Can I just do this? Okay, it still gives an issue, so I guess we'll do it like this. And we'll do that to turn it off properly. Cool. So I think that's pretty much it for I think that's pretty much it for cleaning up all of our code, which I'm super happy with. And yeah, let's just fire up. What is this? Emulator didn't connect within 60 seconds. I think that's okay. I don't know what's happening, but we can just fire it up. Make sure that our new helper methods are working properly and that everything is showing as it should. And we should also make a helper method for the usage time. So get usage time. We should also be explicit, get app usage time. And what did we say here? Icon, it's daily usage time. So daily usage time to string, get app usage time at a specific index. What is happening? Build with an exception unresolved. Get app list. Oh. Oh, whoops. Okay, we just want to remove this, right? We don't need this anymore. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. And just to make sure, we call a different where is it? In get app list, yeah, we call the get usage stats method now. So we don't even need the old one. So I'm glad that we got that to compile, or we got that error so that we could compile it. This is all pretty good so far. Everything's as expected. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Hopefully, I don't know if I'm talking too much, but hopefully it helps you guys understand how I process and think and how I problem solve my solutions. So after this is done, a little bit of planning, I think we want to continue. Well, I was going to say we can continue with the optimization of the app. Clicking works, which is great. But these selectable buttons don't work right now. And also these icons seem a little too big, don't we think? It feels like they're a little too big. So let's see what we're doing here. Icon, event list. I think we have to manage the size of the icon here. Intrinsic height, intrinsic width. Let's see if there's a way to make it. Oh yeah, you can change the scale. So memory, and then let's scale it. Let's do 0.7. See how that works. That does not look small at all. I feel like the scale isn't really going down. Maybe the image height isn't going down because it's trying to scale to the list tile, and the icon the icon needs to be smaller from the list tile. Let's see. Icon color, text color. Okay, that doesn't seem like it helps. All right, the next thing to do would be to look it up if this scaling isn't working. Memory. We forgot to write the framework. So decode and then copy resize. Whoa. Maybe copy resize is the way to go. I thought that scale would work. Is scale not it? The linear factor for drawing it at its intended size and applies to both width and height. For example, if this is 2.0, it means that there are 4 image pixels for every one, and the image actual width and height are double the height. All right, what else is in here? Oh, width and height are here as well. Maybe we could do that. Width, height. Let's do their doubles. So let's try 20 and 20. Okay, cool. So the width and height work. So let's do 50 and 50. That seems like a good size, right? Maybe 30? 30 seems a little too small. Let's do 40. 40 seems like a solid size, right? Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Excuse me. My throat's a little dry. So the next thing to do now, what should we work on? We can either work on tapping the button so that they become highlightable, or we can focus on clearing out these. Let's focus on clearing out the app list next, because there's some apps here that that I'm really unsure about, and I'm not sure why they're there. So let's try and figure out what exactly is happening. I mean, I kind of get a feel for what's happening. We're pulling all the apps, and we need to only get the ones that are installed. So let's see, query intent activities. I know that this app list in particular got all of the installed apps. So let's see what we're doing for the app list. For the app info, which eventually goes into the package name and also what we're grabbing, we just kind of just get the app info like that. And so maybe what we need to do is we need to use the resolve flag. I wish that I knew the difference between resolve intents, like resolve info, and application info. Actually, I can probably search that up. Difference between, a little tip for all of the self-programmers out there. When you have a senior engineer or something and you don't really know what's happening and you just want to ask them off the bat, I totally get it, and sometimes it is nice to just get an answer, but before you ask, you should always ask yourself the question, did I look this up? And sometimes, like, I felt bad at some points because sometimes, like, when I was getting help from people, they would just do a quick search and then they would give me the answer from Google. So it's almost like you're asking somebody to Google for you, and you want to try to avoid that. After I figured out that that was happening, whether it was in a professional setting or not, I was like, okay, I need to like ask myself this question every time because I feel bad if other people do like a simple thing for me, you know? So let's see. Oh, this person also is looking for installed apps and they're unsure what the difference is. Oh, perfect. This function will return a list of apps with the package. You can build the URL. We don't really care about that. So someone gets package info with this doesn't really answer it though. This doesn't answer what the person wants. But I guess if there's no version name, that's one way to do it. Let's try doing that. Let's try yeah, let's try that. Let's try app info. Okay, that doesn't work. What's package info? Package info is, oh, I see. He installs the package from package manager. Not exactly what we want. Oh, here, someone's explaining it. These classes point to the same source Android manifests. The difference is in terms of access level, nothing more than that. Sometimes you need all the information, but most of the times you need to deal with specific information only. In those cases, there's no need to parse all the content of the manifest file. Package info has access to all the content of the manifest. This can be used if you want to read every detail. Application info has access to application tag of manifest file, thus ignoring all the irrelevant areas of the file. Resolve info has access to intent filters, thus ignoring all the other details. From the doc and some examples on how to use them, application info can retrieve information about a particular application. For example, application info.flagsystem tag to filter out system apps. Package info is overall information about the contents of a package. And resolve info is returned from resolving an intent against an intent filter. Oh. So what's happening here when we do this resolve filter is it filters by an intent. And intents are messages that are sent between applications. And so the reason why it's picking up all the apps is because any app that can listen to intents will like give a response, and then package manager will grab all of those intent activities. So that's why we're getting all of those. That makes sense. So now, given that information, what we're doing now is we're using application info. And application info is filtering for everything, but we can ignore that by giving an application info flag. So we can say if app info dot yes, application.flags, and we can look for okay, and then we can use flag system. If application is flagged system, wait, how do we use these? I think it's application info flags dot flag system. Okay, cool. So if it's flag system, continue. So let's try that. And if this makes sense, it should filter to, okay, it's not working. It's still showing a lot of different stuff. Let's go back to the installed apps list. Let's see if we can find something a little simpler. Maybe we have to do this because this is a byte system. Like this uses like some type of I'm not exactly sure what this does. If set, this application is installed in the device's system image. Right. I'm just gonna put it into ChatGPT or Bard, however you want to call it. Gonna try to figure this out. Installed packages, process information. It says of flag 0. But that's what we have right now. That gives me... Alright, let's see if this works. To filter out system apps and only include user installed apps, you can check the flag object. Oh, you do and. Oh. Dot and. So you can't use the and like singular and anymore. Is little 1? Is that it? How do I do it? How does this work? What does this give? Mismatch. Required Boolean. Okay, yeah. So equals 1. Okay, cool. So I guess I probably just missed a parentheses. All right, let's see if that works. So now it should be, that looks better, but there's still certain things here that don't look right. Yeah, there's still some things here that don't seem right. Maybe I should just do, see, because if it says this and this is not equal to 0, isn't that the same logic that I had? I mean, I'll copy it, but I'm pretty sure that it's gonna give the same thing. Yeah, I gave the same thing. Okay, cool. So we're gonna put this back. There must be something else that we're not filtering out. Let's try getting one of the names. I still see com.android.providers.media. How do I this app from? Or how do I filter this app out as well? What if I wanted to filter? Oh wait, and any related slash any similar apps as well. All right, let's see if that works. Maybe if we just search it up, because maybe it's not a system package. Okay, well, what exactly? It searched up a domain address. How do I filter this? Installed app list Android is showing. All right, this is a bit of a hard one to search up. Android installed app list. See, this person also said in the first approach, what if I want to add like 20 plus package names? Is there a better way to do it? Like com.example. That's the problem. All right, here, non-launchables. The best way is get launch intent for package. Oh, this is a cool way to do it. You need to make sure that it's launchable. So, package manager, installed app. Okay, let's try that. Let's just try copying this whole thing because I don't want to write it out. And we can do, this is just app info dot package name. Use getter. Okay, so package manager. All right, let's give that a go. This should work. It didn't work. No, because these are not launchable. Oh, wait, it's not equal to null. Maybe it needs to be equal to null. Yeah. No, that didn't help. Okay, apparently there's a better solution here. Okay, so people do query intents again. Query intent. Okay, let's just do that then. It seems like resolve info does it properly. So let's try to use that instead. How did we use resolve info here? Info.activity.info. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Yeah, this person uses intents. I don't know if I want to use intents. That's the thing. I mean, I feel like that's just the way that it goes now. And maybe I should just get with the program. Package manager permission granted. See, like, I feel like if there's things here, include components that are marked with application flag system, then there should be something for installed apps. All right, that's for installed. What's metadata? Metadata associated with a component. Maybe this is what I should be using. Let's try that. Package manager dot get. I don't understand how to use this. How to use Let me bring this back to what it was. And imports. Mismatch required as long. Okay, long just needed to be capitalized. Let's try this. And let's see if that fixes anything. That does not fix anything. All right, we did all of that for nothing. Let's do Android get application info. Only installed apps. All right, let's try this. Well, we already did this. No, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work because we tried this already. Maybe what's happening here is this isn't properly catching everything. Let's try that. I mean, it's a little bit overboard, but if it works, we can... Okay, it's not working. Which means that all of these... All of these are not working properly. It won't give you all the installed third-party apps. All right, it seems like there's another one. So we can try... Maybe this is also something we need to do. Let's try continuing there. Yeah, I didn't think that would work either. Info.activity.info.application.info. See, this doesn't work for me. Like, I don't know what else to say. Answering this for 11:30. Is not equal to 1. Why is this so complicated? Get installed applications. I just want to get installed applications. And let's see what this guy does. If app flags all right, let's try this. Even though I don't really understand. If app info.flags exists and it's a system app or flag system is greater than 0, continue. I mean, that makes sense. But I feel like we checked for this already. No? Yeah, we did check for that. And it's still here! Package manager.get installed applications. Wait. Package manager.get. Wait! You could just get... What the heck? Wait, you can just get the list of installed applications here. Wait, let's just do 0 to see what happens. I mean, I feel like I ran into this before. Get installed application. It's asking me to use package manager application info flags. So I just do this. No? And then doesn't this get a list? This gets a list of application infos, no? Package stats. Package manager. Okay. This is getting a little confusing. App info. is something that we just create randomly. And we load the label. Okay, no, it's not random because we get the application info from package stats. Dot package name. So usage stats gets, okay, usage stats is the reason why this is filtering a certain way. So the way that we fix this is our stats query interval, and we're using the manager get system service. We do want the usage stats service, and we wanted to query this. Get package manager package stats name. So this only gets the application info based on the package name. Okay. So we should instead ask Android usage stats filter by installed apps. All right, that one wasn't helpful. Get running time. Okay, usage stats if app is default. No. Nope, that's not right. Okay, here. App info list. Get app info. This doesn't make any sense. Get app info. Where does he use get app info? Oh, here. Get app info is over here. Usage stats dot get info package name is equal to null. If the usage stat is equal to null, is not equal to null, get this time. Info.package name. Info.package name. Stats.get info.package name. Okay. And in this, he determines that stats is equal to query aggregate, which is what I have here. Query aggregate is a list. Oh, you can just get in the list. Okay. So let's do val installed apps is equal to this. And then we say if app info dot package name, or we're gonna search the list. So installed apps Wait, what did he do? He did a get on that. So it should be if stat dot get like this. No, what he's doing is he's checking if usage stats has information on the package name. We don't want that. We want to check if app info. Okay, we want to check if installed apps like has app info contains app info dot package name, like that. Type inference failed. The value of the type parameter should be mentioned in the input. Dot to string. Does that help? Type inference failed. Okay. Okay. No, because this is creating a list of application info. So we need to say okay, so this is creating a list of installed apps and not necessarily the list of strings. So we need to say that's going to create a double for loop, and that's not good. We need to do a function that iterates through all of the app info and needs to compare them together. So let's just comment this out. Let's do something here where we say there has to be an easier way to do this. No, this is correct. So you get the usage stats, and instead of iterating through stat count, you want to do installed apps dot size. You want to do installed apps instead. And then instead of going by the package stats, you want to only grab information that's related to the installed apps. So this is going to be well, first let's comment this out, and then let's grab this new one because we're going to manipulate this. And instead of package stats, it's going to be installed apps. And that's an application info. Okay, no. So instead of all this, you can just do installed apps I, right? You can just do installed apps I, and then you go through, you iterate, you get the string, you get the map, and then at some point it's going to say, it's going to ask for it's going to ask for this, and you're going to want to do, you're going to want to bring this, you want to bring the package stats back, but instead of saying .I, you're going to say .get, and oh, but this is an index. How did that person do that? Info.package name. Installed apps I dot package name. That's incorrect. How did he do that? Because this is a string and it's asking for the int. Stats.get. Stats.get. What does he do for stats? Stats is equal to query and aggregate. Oh, it's not query usage stats. Let's comment this out. Query and aggregate stats. I see. And what does he use for the time? Start and end? We don't need to do that. Oh, it's just giving it because this is a map string. Okay, so now we're getting an aggregate that queries, and now we can use get should be replaced with indexing. Okay, so now it wants us to replace this for indexing, and this is going to pull the package stats, and what we'll want to do is last time used current time, and current time is, where's current time highlighted? Current time. This person doesn't use current time, but we can play around with that. So we can do let's do this. So we have to play around with this and let's see what's available. Last time used, foreground time visible, last time used, last timestamp, first timestamp. And what does this guy do? He gets the last time used and then subtracts it. I think that's correct. Last time used. Cannot be invoked as a function. Get last time used. Dot get. All right. Let's see if this all works. It's kind of very messy right now, but we're gonna give it a go. I feel like I might crash something. We're not crashing yet. And we got the exact same thing. All right. I think I'm gonna call it here for now. I made a giant mess. But it turned out to not work at all. I wonder what could be the issue here. Yeah, I'm not sure why this doesn't work. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that I couldn't figure it out. Sometimes the coding sessions are going to be like that, but my brain hurts. We'll try to figure it out next time. And thank you guys for coming. Hope that you still got some stuff out of this. Subscribe for some more content because maybe in the next video we'll figure it out. So I'll see you then. Thanks for coming and see you later. Peace.